Hi friends, how's it going? So I know you're like, good Lord, two lives in a week. I know, so you're probably getting tired of me. That's okay. I wanted to jump on a live really quickly. I don't imagine anybody will be able to catch this live because of these is the most random time of the day. It's like almost lunchtime here, so it's like breakfast time on the West Coast. So I know this is a super random time, and I didn't even announce the live. But I wanted to get this info out to you ASAP, and the best way I know to do that is to just jump on a live. So that's what I'm gonna do. So yesterday, I went to Walmart and somebody's here. Kamala's here. Hey Kamala, how's it going? Although it's weird because you're not showing up as watching, which is very odd, but obviously you're here. So hey Kamala, how's it going? But at any rate, so what I wanted to do today is I was at Walmart yesterday, like I sometimes am, and I stumbled upon these. The new Physicians Formula Collection face palettes, which haven't formally released yet. But I was pretty stoked about it. I can't talk. Pretty stoked about it. So I wanted to share with you guys each of these and kind of look at them together. I thought it'd be fun to do some swatches and then put one on my face. So that's what we're going to do quickly. So first things first, these retail for $11.88, which is awesome. That's a great value on these because if you do the math on the product, the butter bronzers are basically, so here's how the palette looks. So the butter bronzer is basically one side of this essentially. So each of these total represents a full size. So basically you get two butter bronzers in here for $11.88, and I believe the butter bronzer retails for like, I don't know, somewhere like $14 or $15. So this is a super value. And the other thing to note is each of these have 4 products, but 2 of the products in here are, Kamala says looks great. Yeah, they're a really good value. We'll see how they apply. So the only difference between the two, sorry, I should have been more prepared. I was just too excited. So the only difference between the two is the bronzer and blush. The highlight colors, I guess they feel are universally flattering. And so they've included the same highlight in each one. So that's the only difference. And then of course the perfume is the same as well. So let's just swatch these together. I meant to pull out my butter bronzer. Let me do that really quickly. It's just right here. I just got too excited. Okay, so we'll start with the light medium. And then Kamala, since you're the only person here, you can tell me which blush and bronzer you think I should apply. Because I've only got one set of cheeks and I have to go to work. So, all right. So, this is an initial swatch. So, these are the lightest shade. So, this is from the light medium. That is the blush and bronzer. That blush is very light. So, let's give it another swatch. See if we can build this up a little bit. Yeah, it's super light. Kamala says it's light. So it is buildable. I just built those swatches up a little bit, but that blush is really, really light. And we'll swatch the highlighters in just a second. And then for the medium deep, let's just wipe this on my pants. Why not? Okay, so then this is bronzer in deep bronzer, and the blush is Vintage Rouge. And these are kind of known for being a pretty light formula, which is why I went ahead and picked up the medium and deep as well. So see, normally I would wear something more like this, and this is in the medium. So if you are of a deep complexion, you're really going to have to build this up. So this is the light medium, and then this is the medium deep blush and bronzer. And let's see, they call this light medium, the bronzer is in bronzer, and then the blush is a natural glow. Kamala says she likes the medium. I think I like the medium also, Kamala. Okay, so I want to just quickly, for those of you who are watching on the replay, Kamala says would look good with my makeup. Thank you, Kamala. So this is the Physicians Formula bronzer in bronzer, but my understanding is that this is a different shade than the bronzer in the light medium. I'm not sure how, but they just came out with 2 new shades. So I think that's where the difference lies. But I love this bronzer, but let's just kind of compare between the two, shall we? All right, so it definitely, okay, so that was like the worst place to swatch it, but as you can tell, it's pretty similar to the one in the light medium. It may be hard to tell in this light, but it is just a hair cooler than the one in the light palette, the light medium palette. So, so yeah, that there are a little bit different for sure. So that's something interesting to note. Let me grab a wipe here. Okay, and then of course there will be a full review of these. I will come back and review these fully for you guys, but I want to jump on here and share this with you guys in case you stumbled upon them at Walmart and you decided you wanted to know which one is best for you. All right, so now let's swatch these highlighters. Pretty pumped about that, although I have not previously been super stoked about the highlighters in the past. So, but these appear to be a nicer formula. Okay, so there are the highlighters, and those are beaming for sure. So this one is the shade Galactic right here. And then this one is in Full Moon, this one here. And like I said, the highlighters are the same amongst both palettes. So if you're like, I love both highlighters, then, you know, you just have to decide which blush and bronzer are right for you. And let's sniff this. I'm not totally alien, Kamala says. All right, so this, and this is also the same in each one, the butter. Let's see. Okay. Oh, so that's actually really nice. It's not, it's reminiscent of the smell of the original butter bronzer, but it's cleaner somehow. I'm terrible at fragrance, at explaining fragrances, so please forgive me, but I actually really like this. This is definitely something I would wear during the summer. I don't think I mentioned, but these are limited edition, so just as a note. And there is a Bella over here, so inevitably we may get some free entertainment. And my husband is home and is inevitably going to interrupt my live. So just to warn you. All right, so I am going to go in with the medium deep palette, and I'm going to take a relatively fluffy brush. This is in the bronzer, in deep bronzer, like I said. And we'll start on this cheek because I have some acne scarring. So, okay. So far, so good. Sorry, the camera keeps moving. I feel like I should be using an actual mirror. There is no mirror in the palette, BT dubs. Okay. Okay, so I do like this. This is a pretty shade, but again, if you are of a deeper skin tone, I don't know if this is going to be enough for you. Might have to build it for sure. So this is hard to do. I don't have enough hands. Okay, so I really like this. Really like this. This is really pretty, and it's the butter bronzer formula that I expect. So if you're already a fan of the original butter bronzer formula, this just seems the same formula. All right, now we're gonna go in with this medium deep blush in Vintage Rouge right here. All right. And these are not known for being the most pigmented, so let's see. Okay, all right, okay, the Physicians Formula, I see you. Okay, so this is actually the first Physicians Formula blush that is actually like relatively pigmented. Hallelujah. So maybe a little overkill here because I wasn't expecting it to be very pigmented. So I'm like borderline clown face over here, but yeah, I really like this. I'm so glad I picked up the medium deep one. I'm gonna blend this out a little bit just because I got a little heavy-handed. Jody's here, popped in for a hot sec. Hey Jody, good to see you. I know it's like the most random time of day, but I must share this information. Okay, so loving this. Loving this. Okay, so now for the highlight, I'm gonna use, the weird thing about, Jody says she's on a tiny break at work. That's awesome. Thanks for coming by, Jody. So what I think I'm gonna do, let's try it with a brush. Normally these work better with like a finger application. So let's see. Jody says she went to Walmart and she hasn't been able to find them yet. Yeah, technically they haven't released yet. My Walmart just happened to have them. So, okay, they're applying pretty well with a brush. They're a little bit, this formula is interesting because it's like a cream to powder type of formula. I wasn't a huge fan of the, is this something I should get? Well, that's what we're trying to figure out, Jody. So this is just kind of a first impression. This is actually the medium deep, just for anybody, just since you missed it, Jody. We're actually looking at the medium deep. I just swatched the light medium and I'm loving the medium deep. But as you know, I'm super fair complected. So that kind of gives me pause for those who are a medium deep skin tone, whether or not they'd be able to build it up. But this is what this galactic highlighter is looking like. I do like it. It's definitely got, I'm a little bit over beaming for work, but that's okay. So yeah, it definitely has a punch to it, and it does. Okay, sorry, I got interrupted. So sorry about that. But anyway, so what I was saying is this is definitely super beaming, but I'm digging it. You just have to blend it out. But this formula is such that I think I would have had better luck if I'd have blended it out with my finger first, as opposed to with a brush. So I'm definitely going to keep playing with these and come back with you guys with a full review, because I think, you know, this is just kind of initial impression to see what we thought. So sorry the live got interrupted, but thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate you watching on the replay, or Kamala and Jody, thanks for coming by at this super random time of day. And I will catch you guys later. And there will be a video up tomorrow. It will be a declutter video. So not typical Wellness Wednesday, but that's okay. So I will talk to you guys later. Have an awesome rest of your day. Bye, guys.